Do you all have book?
Means
Yes,
of
ma'am.
communication.
Everyone has book?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So let's turn your book in page number 58. सबैले turn गर्नुहोस् त. The first paragraph that is in page number 58 is, what is language? Bhasa. हैन त? What is language is here, and these definitions we are going to read. Will anyone of you read this one? Please, anyone read it?
I'm just turning.
Ma'am.
La, Sajid.
Language is an oral, written, or non-verbal system of the communication used by a particular community or group. The voice, sound, written, symbols, and the gesture are arbitrary, but they convey meanings shared by the community using that language. Language also consists of the rule for combining those symbols in the order for the speaker to produce a variety of messages. And तलको पनि
Yes. Now let's listen to me. Before invention of language too, it is says that language was invented afterwards. जुन हन्टिङ एन्ड ग्यादरिङ स्टेजमै मान्छेहरू हुँदाखेरि ल्याङ्ग्वेजको इन्भेन्सन भइसकेको थिएन. पिपुल युज टु से सम वर्ड्स वेयर देयर, केही वर्डहरू थिए, बट लाइक दिस इट वाज नट युज. So language, when it was not introduced, जब introduced भएकै थिएन, language when it was not introduced, there was gesture. What means gesture? What means gesture?
Bow.
Yes, this is symbol. Symbol. हाम्रो डिफ डमहरूले युज गर्ने जुन सांकेतिक भाषा भन्छौँ नि हामी, this is what symbol is. Are you getting my writing here?
Yes, ma'am.
So now, after when there was symbol in our language, it was not found too much effective. सिम्बल इफेक्टिभ भएको भन्ने फिल भएन र सिम्बल वास्तवमा इफेक्टिभ होइन पनि. So language was introduced. After that, language was introduced. So what is language then? Language is oral, written, or non-verbal. Language भाषा भनेको oral भनेको बोल्ने, written भनेको लेख्ने, non-verbal नबोल्ने, नलेख्ने. So what? Gesture, symbolize गर्ने, सांकेतिक गर्ने. This is what language could be. Do you understand, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Before there was the invention of language in this universe, there was gesture, symbol. Symbol is also taken as language. त्यसो भए symbol पनि भाषा हो. Okay हैन? So language could be भाषा कस्तो हुन सक्छ? Oral बोल्ने हुन सक्छ, written लेख्ने हुन सक्छ or non verbal नलेख्ने नबोल्ने just expressing through symbols that could be a language. So this all says यो सबैले हामीलाई के भन्छ language is a way of communication. Imagine now if there was not a oral, if there was not a written, or if there was no any gestures too, means non-verbal methods, how could we communicate with each other? कसरी बोल्थ्यौं होला त? Is it possible? Actually, it is not possible.
No.
So, language is expressed for communication, and communication has three means. They are oral, written, or non-verbal. Communication used by a particular community or group is different. अब हामी यही नेपालमा भन्न सक्छौं we have 123 language. नेपालको कुरा गर्ने हो भने 123 थरीको भाषा छ. We hardly know two of them. We hardly know. यदि हामी by caste हैन हाम्रो कास्टमै चाहिँ if we are from Newar, if we are from Tamang, Rai, Limbu, or except Brahmin and Kshetri, you hardly know two language. Hardly. त्यही पनि अहिले त सबैलाई आउँछ भन्ने पनि छैन. So there are 123 languages practiced in Nepal. भने ओल्डमा कति भाषा होला त? The voice, see there. So that is different according to our community and group. यति सानो देशमा यति धेरै भाषा छ भने the languages are different according to our community and group. The voice sounds, written symbols and gestures are arbitrary. Do you know what arbitrary? What are voice sound भनेको oral, written symbols, this written, and gestures, they are also known as arbitrary, which can be seen, arbitrary, which can be seen, touch, feel, know, and understandable. यो सबैले के गराउँछ हामीलाई understandable, बुझ्न सजिलो गराउँछ. So languages are arbitrary, but they convey meaning shared by a community using that language. But language helps to convey the meaning. हो सबैले बुझ्छ भन्ने छैन, कसैले बुझ्दैन भन्ने पनि छैन. In a particular community and particular place, we go on exchanging our ideas and ways. Language also consists of rules for combining those symbols in order for the speakers to produce a variety of messages. Just before in Unit 1, we read different rules of language in English. हो English language को rules हरु हामीले अगाडिको लेसनमा पढ्यौं नि. So language also consists of rules. यो language सँग भाषासँग के हुन्छ rules नियमहरु हुन्छ. Any language has rules. It's one rules. नेपालीमा व्याकरण छ, इंग्लिशमा grammar छ. Likewise, other also has. So language also consists of rules for combining those symbols in order for the speakers to produce a variety of messages. जो बोल्ने वक्ता छ, he or she expresses different messages through the help of language. Language is an important vehicle of communication. यो एउटा साधन हो. Language is a vehicle of communication. साधन हो. Yes, language is a vehicle of communication. If we want to send a particular message, we encode the message within a certain meaning. केही message पठाउनु, खबर पठाउनु छ भने we search for our particular messages to them through the help of our language. We assign meaning to the singles and signals of language such as sound, script, or other non-verbal sounds. Sound भनेको verbal oral भयो, script भनेको written भयो, यही लेख्छु म, तपाईहरु पनि यही लेख्नुस्. Oral भनेको sound, written भनेको script. Yes. हजुर.
स्क्रिन सेयरै भएको छैन.
भएको छैन. स्क्रिन सेयर हैन, मैले यो भिडियो ब्याक क्यामेरा गरेर देखाइरहेको छु.
जो हैन त्यही देख्या हैन.
देख्या हैन?
म्याम हाम्रोमा देखिरहेछ.
देखिरहेछ. देखिरहेछ. तिम्रोमा के प्रब्लम भयो कि?
देखिरहेछ म्याम.
मैले ल्याङ्ग्वेजको मुनि लेखेको थिएँ नि अघि, ओरल, रिटन, नन भर्बल भनेर. नाउ त्यो ओरल भनेको साउन्ड हो, रिटन मिन्स स्क्रिप्ट, written means scripts, and non-verbal is non-verbal gesture. Got?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, the receiver decodes those symbols to make meaning out of them. Successful communications occurs only when both sides share a common system of language. भाषा त्यतिखेर चाहिँ फ्रुटफुल हुन्छ. Language becomes fruitful. लेख्नुहोस् त. Language becomes meaningful when it is understood by both sides. बोल्ने र सुन्ने हो, बोल्ने र सुन्ने दुवैले बुझ्यो भने मात्रै भाषाको अर्थ हुन्छ. Means language becomes meaningful when it is understood by both sides. So this is a successful communication if the both sides shares common language. यसको लागि के गर्नु पर्यो? both side भनेको बोल्ने र सुन्ने को हो? बोल्ने listener, सुन्ने and speaker. बोल्ने. both side भनेको को? listener and speaker need to use same language. दुवैले एउटै भाषा प्रयोग गर्नु पर्यो. Then only it could be meaningful language. So we also noted that inadequate use of language. त्यसलाई underline लाउनुस्. You have your book. We also noted that inadequate use of language. भाषा नपुग्ने कहिले हुन्छ? बोल्दाखेरि हामीले अर्थ पुर्याएर बोलेनौं भने that is inadequate use of language, such as incorrect grammar. हाम्रो grammatical mistake भयो भने, syntax, overuse of technical obscure words. जस्तो हामीले नर्मल बोल्दा डाक्टरले डाक्टर भाषाहरु वर्डहरु युज गर्ने, इन्जिनियरले इन्जिनियरिङ वर्डहरु युज गर्ने, प्लम्बरले प्लम्बिङ वर्डहरु युज गर्ने. We do not understand it. So there must be common words, or ambiguity distorts the message. What means ambiguity? Right, its meaning double meaning. एउटै अर्थ, डबल अर्थ लगाउने वर्डहरु हुन्छ नि, ambiguity, which has double meaning. What type of word has double meaning? मलाई भन्नुस् त example. Ambiguous word which has double meaning. Can you remember any words which has double meaning? Class? Hello. Can you say me the word which has double meaning? बोल न हो बोल
थाहा छैन म्याम
थाहा छैन मलाई फुल असाध्यै मन पर्छ मैले केलाई भने होला
आई लभ चिकन भने नि हुन्छ होला
अनि आई लभ चिकन भने के मिनिङ आउँछ भन त सेमी
दुईटै आउँछ नि चल्लाहरू नि हुन सक्छ एउटा त्यही पकाएको चिकन हुन सक्छ
एक्जाम्पल हेर्नुस् त भेरी गुड आई लभ चिकन हो यो आई लभ चिकन भनेको बच्चा पनि हुन सक्छ चिकन भनेको मीट पनि हुन सक्छ हो कि हैन एउटा मीट पनि हो एउटा चिकन भनेको चाइल्ड अफ hen ओके हैन so how the reader will understand it यो बुझ्न गाह्रो छ यस्तो खालको ambiguous word so we say this word as an ambiguous word such type of ambiguous word should not be used in our day to day language means in our proper communication मा हामीले such ambiguous words should not be used के use गर्नु भएन underline लगाउनुस् त we should not use grammatical incorrect words we should not use such type of syntax we should not use the technical overuse of technical words or ambiguity distorts which distorts the message that we are posing as a barrier to effective communication it is a barrier for effective communication underline it the focus of chapter means this lesson we are going to read the focus of chapter is on the basic rules and standards of using quality and effective English language कसरी effective English language बोल्ने त and reading and writing before we read about grammar now here we are going to read about how to use the effective English language it begins with a general introduction to the nature of language means we are going to read the nature of language its elements the function of language and its other basic features which are followed by a detailed discussion on grammar punctuation and spelling हामीले grammar punctuation spelling पहिले पढिसक्यौं and this we are going to read in the form of language over here so fundamentals of language fundamental of language fundamentals of language भाषाका आधारहरू भाषाको आधारहरू what are the fundamentals of language के चाहिँ हामीले आधार मान्नु पर्यो त for language what are the basis for language के हुन सक्छ okay let's go through our book according to ethnologue जसले इथनिसिटीको बारेमा पढ्छ त्यसलाई इथनोलॉग भनेर भनिन्छ जनजातिहरूको बारेमा पढ्नेलाई a catalog of languages there are today over 7000 living languages around the world विश्वमा 7000 वटा भाषाहरू छन् now at present each language has its own system of code means they have their own grammar they have their own way of speaking they have their own words and those words has particular meaning हामीले अम्बा भन्छौं बेलौती भन्छौं that both mean same but when we say some says belauti to us we do not understand and if we say them amba they will not understand यस्तो पनि छ so in the same place too to be able to communicate effectively in one of these languages, one must know the basic rules and standards. के जान्नु पर्यो? Basic rules and standards, underline it, guiding the language, its nature or function. के जान्नु पर्यो? Basic rules and standards, fundamentals of language, basic rules and standards guiding the language, its nature or function. Its nature or functions. This we need to know. Basic rules and standards of language, guiding the language, and the nature and function of the language we need to understand. So, about this, we are going to read in it. The following are some fundamental issues that apply to any language. कुनै पनि भाषामा हामीले जान्नै पर्ने, बुझ्नै पर्ने, सबै भाषालाई हुने नै गरेर we are going to read here. So, there are all around, कति छ अरे? All around 7,000 languages in the world now, and those languages are based in its basic rules and standards guiding the language, its nature and its functions. Are you clear till here?
Yes, ma'am.
के समस्या छ त?
छैन, ma'am.
छैन. So now we are going through language. What is language and its meaning? भाषा र भाषाको अर्थ. What is language and what is its meaning? Before we read, अघि मैले भने language can be oral, means sound. Language can be written, means script. Language can be non-verbal, means gesture. That means symbol. Yes. So, these all sound, scripts and gesture, they all can be commonly known as, यो तीनटैलाई हामी commonly के भन्छौं? Symbol भन्छौं. Symbolic. किन? बोल्ने पनि symbol हो, लेख्ने पनि symbol हो, र sign गर्ने gesture पनि symbol हो. So, language is symbolic. Always understand it. भाषा भनेको symbolic हो. We communicate through symbols. Yes, we communicate through symbols. So you can see in your book, a symbol is something that represents something else. केही गर्छौं तर त्यसले केही अर्कै अर्थ लगाउँछ. That is what symbol is. For example, if you say namaste, sound बोल्यौं नि हामीले, if we say namaste, this sound is the verbal symbol for a particular idea, that is greeting someone. If you write it down namaste, लेख्नु भयो भने, these letters combine to form a symbol that stands for the idea of greeting. Similarly, if you fold your hands to someone, the gesture symbolizes the idea of greeting. However, these symbols are not exactly the things they refer to. They are used only to present them for our communication convenience. At times, a symbol may not just represent the bird pigeon, but also peace, freedom, or love. Some symbols can have several referents. हेर्नुस् त, symbol हामीले जे लेख्यौं, it could not be the same as what we say. Symbols हामीले जस्तो युज गर्छौं त्यसले त्यही नै मिनिङ भन्छ भनेर भन्न पनि सकिदैन. Suppose It is not turning back. Suppose now we practice doing namaste. कसरी गर्छौं रे एकजनाले भिडियो अन गरेर नमस्ते गर्नुस् त class one of you turn on your video and do namaste गर न हो नमस्ते गर्नलाई नि कस्तो गाह्रो हो त्यो क्ल्याप हो Shruti turn on I want to see you too hello Shruti hello Shruti बोल न हो you want to work now no so here is given an मलाई यस्तो चाहिँ मन पर्दैन के at least speak no so yeah the way how we use the words or like कसरी use गर्ने त भनेर हाम्रो राइटरले means the language is saying here is given an example of namaste when I say namaste it means greeting त्यो नमस्ते भनेको पनि greeting नै हो when I write namaste N-A-M-E-S-T-A namaste those all combinedly makes namaste when I say namaste means greet namaste उयो नबोलिकन नलेखिकन यसो गरे भने पनि this is namaste तर यो greeting भनेर कसले बनायो त we made it human beings made it यो यसरी नमस्ते गर्नु भनेको being very sad भन्ने सिम्बल राख्दिएको भए पनि हुन्थ्यो नि हो कि हैन I am very sad भन्नु कपीमा very sad लेख्नु र यस्तो गर्नु भनेको sad हो भनेर अर्थ पनि बुझिन्थ्यो means symbols are used for our own use which is widely accepted in a group first पहिला चाहिँ यी सिम्बलहरु हाम्रै ग्रुपमा एक्सेप्ट हुने भयो after the group it has been spread to our community our society our community our nation and became worldwide अनि मात्र विश्वतिर चिनिएको हो means first the people have started it but all the time saying the same language may not say the same meaning because here is given an example if it is said that old pigeon भन्ने एउटा ओड भन्ने हो भने it always do not remind us a bird चरा मात्र भन्न खोजेको हुँदैन it also symbolizes peace oh like a pigeon भन्यो भने कस्तो शान्त रहेछ भनेको पनि हुन सक्छ now you are like a pigeon तिमी अब pigeon जस्तै भयो भन्नुको अर्थ चरा हैन स्वतन्त्र भयो भन्न सक्छ I like pigeon भनेको मलाई माया प्रेम मन पर्छ पनि हुन सक्छ means same word may create different meaning like a red rose I like red rose that means love yes red rose do not symbolizes rose only it symbolizes love too blue rose हैन means the blue color oh what a blue condition means very peaceful condition पनि हुन सक्छ means same word may create different meaning according to the condition so language is symbolic which is communicated through the help of symbols and a symbol may present same meaning to all when a symbol presents same meaning to all then only it becomes a language यदि एउटा meaning एउटा wordले एउटा सिम्बोलले एउटै मिनिङ सबैलाई दिन्छ भने मात्रै त्यो के हो ल्याङ्ग्वेज हो अदरवाइज इट इज नट ल्याङ्ग्वेज बुझिदैन भने त्यसलाई ल्याङ्ग्वेज भन्न मिलेन गट इट डु यु अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड
yes ma'am
the relation between a symbol sound namaste or pigeon the idea of greeting or peace or love in our mind and the refrain the actual greeting or a pigeon is indirect यो इन्डाइरेक्ट हो, सिधै भनेनौँ नि हामीले. And the refrain, the actual greeting or a pigeon is indirect. This is why many words can be confusing and we often have to rely on dictionaries or thesaurus. So this type of double meaning or this type of conditional and situation wise meaning creates difference in our meaning and understanding. So we need to be conform in such a situation by looking dictionary or thesaurus. के हो thesaurus भनेको? What is thesaurus?
थाहा छैन।
खोज्ने हो, त्यो पनि थाहा छैन. ओके, भोलि भन्ने ल मलाई, म्याम thesaurus भनेको यो रहेछ भनेर. ओके, सो डिक्सनरी जस्तै हो thesaurus भनेको, के रहेछ चाहिँ मलाई भोलि भन्ने है. So we try to find out the word in connotative or denotative. अब यही भएर ओडको मिनिङ एउटा शब्द तर अर्थ फरक हुन सक्छ. So this meaning and with different conditions, situations, meaning may get different and are different too. So we have divided into connotative and denotative words. So how connotative and denotative words and meanings are differentiated, this we are going to read in our next class. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Take your attendance. Then I will summarize it and we will end it. Okay? Let me take your attendance first. Okay. So what we learned today is we are in the starting of our unit 2. Unit 2 लाई हामीले सुरु गर्यौं, chapter 2 लाई, and we read language. We have started language over here, and language could be oral, written or non-verbal. That means with sound, script or gesture, which could be symbolic too. And these all sound, script, gesture सबैलाई हामीले in a word we say it symbol. आवाज भनेको नि symbol हो. कापी भनेर हामी जेलाई भन्छौं त्यसलाई अरु नै, यसलाई हामीले कलम भन्छौं, पेन भन्छौं. यसलाई कलम नभनिकन हँसिया भन्देको भए यो हँसिया नै हुन्थ्यो नि, हामीले बनाइदिएको हो नि त यो, हो कि हैन? So these all are symbols. लेख्ने पनि symbol हो. योलाई हामीले क लेख्छौं, this is क. यो क नभए यो ज्ञ हो भन्देको भए ज्ञ नै हुन्थ्यो, because we made it. This we made it. So these are symbol. So there are ways of communication and those ways of communication are arbitrary. Arbitrary भनेको जसरी भनेको त्यो बुझ्न सक्ने हुनु, देखेर, छोएर, by seeing, touching, feeling, knowing, the how much and when, जसरी पनि जे भए पनि, when we understand that, then that language is arbitrary. अनि मात्रै हामीले भाषा बुझ्छौं भने, मलाई कसैले केही भन्यो, मैले त्यो बुझे भने, then the language is arbitrary over there. So there are rules of languages too. Fundamental rules of languages. Rules of language haru cha. So what is language then? Language is a vehicle of communication. यो हाम्रो सञ्चारको साधन हो भने, the way of communication must be effective and understandable. Until and unless we do not understand, that can't be a good language. Language becomes meaningful when it is understood by both sides. दुवै तर्फले बुझ्ने हुनु पर्यो. Both side means listener and speaker. बोल्ने वक्ता र सुन्ने मान्छे. They need to use same language, then only it can be more effective. एकजनाले नेवार बोल्ने, एकजनाले चाहिँ नेपाली बोल्ने गर्यो भने पुरै नबुझिन सक्छ. अब दुवैले बुझ्छ भने नो म्याटर, तर एउटै भाषा बोल्यो भने it will be more effective. So there must not be ambiguity in the language, means which has double meaning word should not be used in our language. Just before your friend gave an example, I love chicken. What chicken? Meat chicken or that is small chicken? It is ambiguous now. So the fundamentals of language, भाषाको आधारहरू छ. According to the world's ethnologue, says that there are 7,000 living languages in the world. 7,000 भाषाहरू विश्वमा अहिले बोलिन्छ. So they have basic rules and standards. Every language, these 7,000 languages has their basic rules and standards. They are guiding the language. ती भाषालाई गाइड गर्ने चिजहरू हुन्. And it has their own nature and its function. तिनीहरूको आफ्नै नेचर र फंक्सनहरू छन्. So we read language and its meaning. भाषा हामीले जसरी पनि युज गर्न सक्छौं because it's a symbolic. Just we gave an example over here, the meaning of namaste. While saying namaste, while doing namaste, while writing namaste, it means same, that means greeting in the world. But it may use the confusing words to us when we use the same word in different meaning and condition. For that we have dictionary and thesaurus. So the way of giving the meaning of the word are of two ways. They are connotative words and denotative words. And tomorrow we are going to continue this connotative and denotatives. Understood, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Any problem?
No, ma'am.
Long question आउँछ है यो लेसनबाट धेरै जस्तो long question. Almost. Okay. Because you need to write an essay. हजुर
क्वेसन चाहिँ के आउँछ?
क्वेसन ल्याङ्ग्वेजको हामीले पछाडि पढेकै छैन नि त बाबा. पढ्ने त धेरै कुराहरू छ नि यहाँ. कति धेरै छ. स्टाइलिस्टिक फिचरहरू के हो लेख भन्छ. फङ्सन्स अफ ल्याङ्ग्वेजहरू के हो लेख भन्छ. त्यस्तोहरू छ पछाडि हामीले पढ्नुपर्ने कुराहरू. स्ट्रङ वर्ड्सहरू के हुन् त्यस्तोहरू. There are many questions. We will go on. Just it's starting.
Yes, ma'am.
May I end the class?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, class.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye. Take care. Be safe.
Bye, ma'am.